One of my favorite verses from Jay is ignorant-ish, you know what I mean, of American Gangster. And with that said, I will kill dead, cut short, giving wheels for legs. All right, I'ma stop. What's up, y'all? This is Wayno checking in, you know what I'm saying, repping Harlem. I am a father, a man of the people, entrepreneur, you know, philanthropist. I consider myself a few things, but overall, I'm just a music connoisseur. I'm a guy who loves music. It's a super hard decision to make a top 5 DOA, and the reason why is because, man, I mean, you put so much pressure on yourself. You figure out how much you love your favorite artists, and you would like to pack them all into, you know, the 5, but like you really got to make a tough decision on who got to go. And that was the biggest challenge for me. Is like, I love this dude, but I can't put him over him. Reason why I picked JayZ is my number one. Jay is just like, to me, he's the greatest. Growing up, they always used to have this term like the Michael Jordan of, and I feel like Jay epitomizes that when it comes to hip hop. To be the top guy, you got to be just as good or be comparable. He's just amassed everything he can in his career as far as an artist, so he's my number one. Reason why I picked Biggie, you know, for my top 5 DOA is my number 2. Had he still been here, he probably would have been my number 1 overall, but being that his life was cut short, we got cut short of the content. But for the 2 albums that he was able to give us by the age of 25 is like insane, you know. I feel like he had so much perspective, he had storytelling, you know how to make hit records. Of course, you add Diddy into that fold, but Biggie was just like a supreme lyricist. I feel like there wasn't anything that he couldn't do. So one of my favorite Biggie verses is Victory, when he's like, duct taping, yo fam, destiny lies in my hands, gat lace in my waist. To me, Victory is the greatest verse in hip hop. Victory is the best verse I've ever heard in my life. That's the reason why even in, you know, Biggie's passing, I hold him so high. I still can't believe that he came up with something like that being that age. I still can't. Like for me to be I'm 37, and for Biggie, I outlived him, but like to me, he's still like this grown man. Like he's still older than me, even though I outlived him. So, you know, Biggie was special. The reason why I picked Nas is my number 3 on my top 5 DOA is because I feel like Nas is like the epitome of lyricism. It doesn't get any higher than him. He doesn't have some of the qualities that Biggie and Jay had, who I put before them. They don't possess the same things that he had, like doing songs like Rewind.
Listen up, gangsters and honeys with your hair done. Pull up a chair, hun, and put it in the air, son. Dog, whatever they call you, God, just listen. I spit a story backward.
You know what I mean? Where he could tell a whole scenario and tell it backward. It Was Written is also my favorite album from him. Everybody goes to Illmatic, but It Was Written is my favorite album. If you want to be a great lyricist, you got to study Nas. I feel like lyrics are like the light in the tunnel that you're trying to get through. You know what I mean? Like if you're good lyrically enough, you'll always find your way. You know, but I think that in order to make hit records, you have to have that sharpness. We in the era now that kind of downplays lyrical ability, but I feel like all the top artists are artists that can really rap. They all are lyricists within their own right. I feel like they all do things differently, but they also all got records that can rock a club or they can rock a stadium. So I feel like in order to find that nice space, like that silver lining, like right in between, you gotta have a mixture of both. Like you gotta have lyrics to be able to create a body of work, and a body of work is always going to be sustained on like how memorable is it. You know, like when you hear this record, what do you think of? What emotion does it evoke? Like music is real psychological, so it's like you definitely gotta have lyrics to lead the way. I feel like if a body of work was the destination, then lyrics are the navigation. The reason why I got Kendrick Lamar as my number 4 is because I don't think that there's many artists that for 3 albums, like back to back to back, they hit on every one. I mean, first it was Section 80, which, you know, they consider that a mixtape, whatever. Good Kid, Mad City. If I had never been to Compton and I wanted to learn about Compton, I was from a different country, I would put that album on, because it's just really like a day in the life of a kid in Compton. You know, he's going through all types of emotions, from, you know, bagging a girl at a party, going to see her, to ending up riding around with his homies and dealing with some hardship within that. I feel like Good Kid, Mad City was like a Quentin Tarantino movie, because it begins at the end and then like they kind of rewind it back and then tell you the story. So I got Kendrick Lamar as my number 4. The reason why I picked Lil Wayne as my number 5, I feel like even though Lil Wayne is 5, he embodies everything that the 4 has and more. I think that like Wayne started so early, and I always compare him to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant came straight out of high school. He wasn't really projected to be, what he ended up being. I felt like that's Wayne's story a bit. Wayne was coming from the Hot Boys. He was the young kid coming fresh out of school. But I feel like Lil Wayne is like everything in an artist. He's an artist. And the reason why it's so hard making this top 5 DOA is because it's people. My 5 spot like usually changes a lot, but I really buckled down when I knew I had to do this. I'm like, all right, Wayno, you gotta close out this number 5. Like, you gotta close out this 5th spot, and it had to go to Wayne. Now, him and Kendrick may vary. I might put Wayne 4 sometimes and Kendrick 5th, but I don't think I'm ever taking Wayne on my top 5. He's the epitome of greatness. I think everybody in my top 5 represents certain things, and Wayne is greatness. To see somebody come from such a young age and be so good for so long, you gotta give him his flowers while you're here. Music is really about the passion, to me, the craft. Like, if you do anything long enough and if you try hard enough, like, you'll make money. So it's not about like who most braggadocious and none of that. It's about like how passionate are you? What do you want to be remembered for? I think that everybody I picked in my top 5 DOA, they all wanted to be remembered for being great, and you can see it in their bodies of work. There's some dips there, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna act like everybody just had a great career of just flawless music. There's definitely dips there, but I feel like, perseverance is the reason why we even consider some of these guys. For me, music is just about the passion and the message. It's like, when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for? And for me, I look at greatness, and everybody I chose is like, to me, they wanted to be great, and you can hear it from their first record to the last one you heard them make. This is Wayno, and that's my top 5 DOA.